reach around and say 1, 2, 4. I get down, so I get down on the floor. This one, 1, 2.
Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, 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 y'all. And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. Our school, y'all. Our school, y'all. Our school, y'all. I want the yo, Flex, drop the bombs. We came in the building, and the environment is a little bit different. We have a glass table where we're able to see throughout all the color and the ranges and the spectrums and all that hot shit that we talking about. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Our School. It's your host, your baby moms, a.k.a. the multicolored Power Ranger, a.k.a. the Silverest of the Surfers, a.k.a. Professor X, because I handle all my business sitting
AKA
down.
wearing a white suit.
Yo, and I'm wearing a white suit. Yo, I'm, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
shout out to
like
my baby mama.
Great hoodie, but
You know what I'm saying? It's a great hoodie, but you know what I'm saying?
Hello. Do I need to come up?
A little bit. Gang in the building. Yo, you peep the space.
I tried.
The space is different. Today is February 24th, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, February 24th. We appreciate everybody for tuning in as we are here, you feel me, with another episode of Our School, y'all. Hey, you know what I'm saying? What should I say by today's a special episode. Of course, you can see I'm like sitting at a different type of table today. You know, I really appreciate this. You know what I mean? We're sponsored by Negroni Spaghetto. Oh, like how we said that together.
Sì, molto bene.
Right? Yo, today's guest.
Hello.
Special. Yeah, special, you know. A pioneer.
Special.
Pioneer. Right? So, fantastic. Right? Can I say feminist?
Absolutely, you can say feminist.
Can I say the future?
Proud, yes.
Right?
I hope feminist leader.
Mom.
Mother, absolutely.
Educator.
Yep.
Right?
I'll educate you, old school, art school.
You know? Artist, visionary. Right?
Okay.
You know, all around superwoman.
Thank you.
Today's guest, Lexi Bella. Let's give it up. I had to do that real smooth, you know what I'm saying? Because you're explosive.
Thank you.
You're explosive off the rip, so.
I mean, I am.
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
I'm glad that you are saying it in a positive way.
Yo, man, that's the only way.
Explosive.
You know what I'm saying? Giving it up.
East Coast shit.
Yeah. You represent the East Coast?
Yes, of course.
All right. Cool.
That's where I'm from.
I represent East New York.
I represent Jersey.
You know what I'm saying? We peeped that. I peeped that from the, when the area code came in on the phone. I was like, so where do I start? Do I say, you from Jersey? No, I'm like, no. Oh, let me get on track. So to, you know what I mean, rewind for the viewer out there, you know, my first introduction to you was during art battles. Yo, it was early. I think it was.
It must have been like 2000. Was it like? Was I in charge or was I painting?
I think you were doing like both.
Okay, that was probably like 2010, 2009.
Yo, because in the back scenes, right? For me, just being like, yo, what's this all about? You know what I mean? How do I get into this? How do I participate in this? It was like you were running the show and you was like painting and stuff too, and I'm looking at you amongst a lot of other artists like Andre.
That was probably
Tamir.
Between like 2008 and 2011.
Damn, that was
2012.
Deep. So, and what's this? 2019.
It is 2019.
Yeah, so
it is like sci-fi, like years to me now.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like this seemed. If you said like 2019. You know, in 1989, that shit seemed like spaceship, hoverboards.
Yeah. Nah, but we wasn't there.
Holograms.
We still not there.
I mean, we're there in a lot of ways, though. Like Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And FaceTime.
Facts.
You know, like FaceTime, like kids take FaceTime for granted. They'll like FaceTime each other and then they'll just like lay the phone down and be like, yeah, da, 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 da. And I feel like this, like my generation, like will be like, hello. Or I'll be like, why did he FaceTime me? Like, I don't want to see him yet. Like,
I mean, I'm thinking about it. You know, that was like the beginning, and I peeped the style. I was like, all right, she, you know, Mural's doing a lot of big work. You know what I mean? And I admired that. And I said, oh, it's women on the scene. You know, I was telling my sister this during that time too. I was like, yo, Zip, there's women on the scene that's painting too. It's not like a lot of dudes out there, you know what I mean? Like killing.
well,
so.
it was, but then, I mean, with art battles, I kind of like, I met a lot of women. I met my core group of friends, my tribe, my like women tribe that I still have. We still have a group chat. We still go strong and go hard. When I moved to New York, I had gotten my graduate degree in fine art from the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art in Philly.
Okay, stand up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got my motherfucking art degree, my MFA, which didn't mean anything, really. It meant that I know how to like use big words and bullshit about my art, and I like paid for some studio practice. But no, I mean, it was valuable, and I had been doing a lot of live painting in Philly, like in their nightlife scene, and so I moved to New York, and I didn't know anybody, and I was working like just bullshit jobs and like bartending, and I was like, I need to like meet a group of people, and so then I was like, okay, let me see who's doing live art, and I found out about art battles and Sean Bono, and I hit him up, and I remember the day he called me back. I was standing in the Forever 21 in Union Square. Like, you know, trying shit on, like maybe I can like scrounge up $5 to like get something, even new earrings or something, you know what I mean? New earrings can do a lot if you just got like the same 5 outfits.
Shout outs to new earrings.
For real.
They're pretty cool.
And so, he called me and he was like, I'm having this all women's battle, Femme Fatale battle. And that was in 2008. And I was like, bet. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in the show, and da, 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 da. And so I went. I did not win, but I met Danielle Mastrione. I met Miranda Maxwell, DJ Miranda. I met Martha Alicia Matarita. Those are like my, you know, ride or dies right there. And I met a lot of different other artists, and then I came into like that kind of group. I went to some art battles things. They had like meetings and they were gonna do this stuff. They were gonna do shows. And so I started to roll with that. And so eventually, over the years, I got into nightlife. I started a collage party, Savior El Mundo and Gia Gutierrez, who's also another ride or die. And she does a lot of stuff in Harlem. And that's how I like got into working with art battles. That's
kind of crazy, all those connections, because I knew about every single last one of the people that you just named. It from some way, like with Martha, it was like the basement joints, you know what I mean, that she was having. I was just because of where I was staying and where my life was at. You know what I mean?
Martha Alicia Matarita is such a like. Can we just like?
Yeah, give her a round of applause. What's up, Martha? Yeah. I'm trying to get her up here, actually. She, you know what I mean? Yeah, for real.
I'll go pick her up. I'll go scoop her from the Bronx
for
or
real.
from
through,
West Harlem.
Yeah, man. I'm all for that.
Trying to get people here from West Harlem is like trying to get them to go to California.
Well, Ronald, I got my boy. He coming through. He, you know what I mean? He's all the way up in the Bronx, so we're gonna try to connect these dots a little bit more. But you know how that go. You know, so you working with art battles, and I just peeped like a whole bunch of just artists. I'm just like, oh, okay, you're doing things like that, and then it's like, oh, you traveling, you know what I mean? You're doing in Miami. I'm just watching. I'm just looking at everybody. You know, you said you had your MFA from what was that? Penn?
The Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. It's the oldest art school in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like a lot of who went there? A bunch of different people went there. Mary Cassatt, who's like this is back in the 1800s. She's one of like the impressionist American painters. She went there. or maybe she was French. I forget. But the bottom line is she went there.
Were you always drawing though?
Yeah.
You was always drawing.
Well, my grandmother was an art teacher.
Ah.
And I was a baby. My sisters were 5 and 8 years older than me. So, and I was like always like crazy. So she immediately put like paints in my hand when I was like 5, you know,
that's how
4
it
or
starts.
5.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
My grandmother was a teacher too. So
Oh yeah, the grandmas that are teachers are the shit.
Yeah, right.
They will teach you shit.
Shout outs to the grandmas.
Yo,
I wouldn't be here without Geraldine in some instance.
I wouldn't be here without Eleanor.
You know, and, like you said, well, we spoke a little bit behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Who would you give those roses to? And you
Eleanor.
Yeah, Eleanor.
Eleanor Willenborg.
Okay, what's up, Eleanor? What's up with you? How you doing, Eleanor? Is she still here?
No, she passed.
Oh man, damn. Well,
She passed. She was 92, I think, 92, 93. She was born in 1921. She passed a couple years ago.
So you were always taking up like any type of particular style of artwork?
Well, the funny thing is that my grandmother actually, because she was always painting. She not only was a teacher, but she was just always painting around the house, and she always told me, you know, just keep doing it. Excuse me. Ooh, that pamperone.
The pepperoni.
Negroni spagliato. So anyway, and that means dirty Negroni. Spagliato means dirty.
Spagliato.
Yeah. So anyway,
Ooh.
spagliato uomo. That means like a dirty man. So anyway, a little Italiano. What was I saying? My grandmother. So she like loved to do watercolors, and like the one kind of painting that I never ever do is watercolors, because it takes too much time. Like my whole thing is like I like to add on lots of layers. I'm very much of like an impressionist mixed with a realist, you know. But I do it with like aerosol, and like it's just funny that I grew up and ended up not like doing like the inverse of what she did. She did these like small paintings of nature or watercolors that take lots of time, and I was like, I'm gonna do big, messy, like the biggest I can do, you know, and like naked women and just blah, you know. So it's just fun. But I mean, my grandmother was always supportive of my art. Like she was never surprised that I was like doing well with it, you know? Like my parents were at a certain point, and I was like, thanks.
My grandma's messed up in one way though. She didn't give me paper. She just gave me all the markers and stuff. So I just
What?
Yeah.
So what'd you draw on the wall?
I drew on the walls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of ironic how, you know, you kind of draw on the walls today. You know?
Yeah.
And you're you know, an expressionist, right? You with like a realness.
I mean, I think I'm more of an impressionist, but I definitely express. I'm a very public artist. You know, I'm an exhibitionist of an artist. You know what I mean? Because some people are very more about creating in their. There's as many different artists as there are people. So some people are very much about being like in their studio or like be very private, and then they share that with the world.
And you like, nah.
And I'm like, what's up? You know?
Let's get it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you can do live art? Like, I want to do that. I want to dress up. I want to, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, public art? Like, this is amazing. And then as I grew older, I realized that like, that you can do something with that. Like the exhibitionist quality as I matured made me realize like I can use this platform to tell a story. Like it's not just about getting attention, it's using that to be a voice for the voiceless or to tell stories that are worth telling, you know, and reclaiming like a piece of stuff, since we're like so bombarded with everything and social media and marketing companies are vicious and all that, like being a public artist and then using that to make sure that people hear the message that you believe in is powerful, you know?
I mean, well, for those who don't know, you know what I mean, tuning in, S.STREET Media is a different setup today. You know, we're kind of sitting in this little meeting.
Oscar version.
Yeah, the Oscar version, because the Oscars is going on or has been going on. You know, everybody that has been checking us out at our school, you know, it's a university of some sort, you know. And
Okay.
this segment,
You say so.
yeah, it's the art, it's the
You're here to give people a voice to teach
some way
their
journey,
their life story.
The crafts. Give those ones.
I'm like, it's almost. You're almost like teasing over here because you don't have any paper, but you have all these art supplies.
Yo, I'm waiting for my. I'm
like,
sponsorship.
I want to do stuff.
I'm waiting for my sponsorship from Archers to give me.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah, that's a nice shimmer. I'm gonna throw that in this Coogee sweater that I'm painting.
Yes,
pretty cool.
that's like, I'm gonna put that on my face.
You know, but everybody that's been tuning in, we got Lexi Bella. You know, at Lexi Bella Art. It's been
LexiBella.com.
LexiBella.com. You know what I mean? We'll talk a little bit more about that. Yo, we're in a nice little setup. Our school, I've been doing my thing. And it's funny too, because like I said, this was a long time ago. You know what I mean? Where
it was 10 years ago.
You know what I mean? Like you're connecting the dots and you're like,
look at that purple.
You're like, wow. Oh, snap. You know what I mean? We have an artist that's still working as well. You know what I'm saying? That's
interesting to even say that, because like I was thinking about this the other day as I sit here and paint my hand like I'm at Sephora. For real though, that's like, I love these colors. So I'm big up to Danielle. I know that Danielle Mastrione is about that turquoise. So anyway, what were we talking about?
I'm talking about still working.
I'm like, what? Oh, they're still working.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me space out. So I think it's interesting that now, all of a sudden in the past 2 years, I've had people be like, oh, like Lexi, like, you know, like you've been around for so long, or like, you know, and you work to want to hear things like that. Or be like, oh, I've liked you since da-da-da-da, or since art school, you made me want to do this. And it's like, part of you is like, whoa, like, really? And then you're like, am I that old? But I have been working for that long. But then another part of you is really like, when you decide to take this path, this journey as a professional artist and stick to it, it is not an easy road. And there is a lot of shit that makes you just like...
#stamina.
Hashtag persistence.
Hashtag Lexi persistence. Lexi workout plan.
Hashtag keep going.
Facts.
Like just like if you feel in your soul that you're gonna do it, you're gonna get a lot of you're gonna encounter a lot of challenges on your journey.
Yeah, so we'll get into it a little bit more. You know what I mean?
But it's nice to hear. It's nice to hear you say like, oh, you're still doing it, you're still around, and kind of like understand how long I've been on the journey. Yeah. So I really appreciate that, you know, and having somebody who understands and has seen me grow and change.
Yeah, low key, I'm the kid who went to the pros right after high school.
What do you mean?
So it's like...
I'm like, the real pros, or are you just saying some math stuff?
Nah, this ain't no math stuff. This is like this, right? So that kid that has talent, right? He has to go through a certain system to be able to go to the league, right? Basketball wise, so he has to go to college for a year or two, right? Depending on the time. So a lot of our athletes, metaphorically speaking, used to go to college for 2-3 years. Michael Jordan went to college 3 years. Shaq went 3 years. You know what I mean? David Robinson, all the greats, right? To go to the league to be prepared to be a professional basketball player.
They had to go to school first.
Yeah. I never went to art school. I never, you know what I mean, went on that journey. But
you made an art school.
You feel me?
Yes.
So that's what I'm...
Yes, Professor Math.
You know what I mean?
Word.
Shout outs to everybody that's tuning in. You know what I mean? We got Lexi up here. You know what I mean? It's been great so far. You know, Sundays as always, gangland in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? This super duper ass meeting room and all that. Yo, I got the best playlist on the S.STREET media. You already know. Gang! You know what I'm saying? And all that good shit. You know what I mean? You should be rolling one.
You got a bunch of art supplies and no paper for anybody to play with them?
Oh, it's a hard knock life, baby.
I see there's like a white thing behind you, though. I'm like...
Yo, No,
Like, keep talking.
till we cut the check and we get the building. You know what I'm saying? All whiteboards.
Oh my
must
God.
be-
Brr, 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 brr. Give me a wall.
We gonna make that happen in here. Yo, we got math in the back. He's engineering and stuff. You know what I mean? Yo, had a nice show last night. Dropped the lesson plan last night. Equality, bang, you already know. Yo, the best motherfucking podcast in the world. Holla, math, whenever you ready, God. Bang, bang, bang. boom shakalaka. Boom boom shakalaka. And we're back with another episode of motherfucking Art School. Yo, it's your host. It's your baby mom, a.k.a. the multicolored power visit, a.k.a. the silverest of the surfers, a.k.a. Professor X, because I handle all my business sitting down. And we have a special episode in a special room. You know what I mean? Looks pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah. It's kind of industrial and shit. You know?
I like the glass.
Yeah, the glass
I
is...
feel like it needs a plant or something.
Yeah, we need a big-ass plant in the corner.
Yeah, like
over
right
here.
there.
Like
Perfect.
Like, coming over there, you know what I mean? Yo, we're here with our guest, Lexi Bella, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's in the building, you know what I'm saying? Gangland in this bitch, you know? Yo, I've been painting a lot, you know?
I'm gonna paint my hands.
You've been painting a lot too, and you've been getting a lot of spread, but they're not like giving you your credit. Yo, to all y'all people out there.
You know what? Let me tell you something. May I say something about this point right now? Because I have something to say about it. So, to any other artist that is dealing with or has questions about not getting credit for your work, I feel like you have to know when to, you have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. No, you got to know when to legitimately ask or demand for your credit. You got to know when to ask politely and walk away. And you got to always remember that you're not doing your shit for the credit. Like, you're doing it because you have to, because you feel like you have to do your work from your gut and create work that like you feel the need to put out into the world, and not do work because you want someone to pay attention to it, because then it'll become convoluted. And the shit that really hits people and really matters, you might not even realize what it's going to be until it does. And when that happens, for instance, like I just painted Alexandria Octavio-Cortez for the Inspired Change Festival, but I painted it a couple months later in January, and just recently the New York Post wanted to do a story about it. So they called me and I answered their questions. And it was a little thing, and I was like, okay, cool. Boom, they put it out. But then all these other, it started to get a lot of traction, and I realized how much the news just regurgitates what they read from other news stories. Like this New York Post interview, these people took their time and interviewed me, and I was actually really annoyed because it was the day that it snowed like really hard, and I had a lot of stuff to do, and they wanted me to come out, and I was like, okay, you know what, they care about what I'm saying, I'll do it. But theirs was picked up by The Gothamist, by Interview Mag, by a couple other things, and they were all regurgitating what the first one said. Luckily, I said I was very happy with what I said about her, winning against Crowley as a real David Goliath story, and that she really represents what I think the founders of our country wanted a politician to be when it comes to being for the people. But CNN recently posted it, which is a huge outlet, and they did not credit me.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I mean,
so what the fuck is that, CNN journalist? Like, you can look. It takes like 2 seconds to Google it, and I had to just be like,
I think.
Well.
You know what I mean. Besides that, there's you've had a lot of traction within the years of just painting, just doing good work. Period. And I think it kind of sucks where you see these big platforms like CNN is not nothing.
It's not small.
And you're not doing your journalistic duties.
For real though. I mean, the only thing I could think is which I don't think it is that, but maybe they were, because when I did get news and they were saying that it was me, I did get some hate mail. Right? I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No. No, I'm just a sleepy poppy.
So I did get some hate mail and like some emails from people it was crazy. They were like really angry men.
The game is really like that though?
And it's really like that. They took themselves to my website and contacted me from my website, right? Which is crazy. And like with anybody who does that, you gotta just block and delete. I will screenshot just in case, but just in case. But I block it and delete it because like it's not worth like getting upset about that.
So,
like if your work hits a nerve, then you're doing a good thing. If people are indifferent, you got to dig deeper.
I mean, besides that, you're also doing a lot of work within schools. You're getting your paint on there. You know what I mean? We were talking about, you know what I mean, all the other shenanigans and stuff like that. But besides that, you know.
Which shenanigans?
No, just the shenanigans of the operations of working with schools, you know. And how sometimes y'all kind of play yourselves with y'all misbudgeting and time and all this other stuff. But it's all good, though, because we as artists, we want to let y'all know that we care.
But that's not even, that's just everybody.
Yeah,
that's corporations.
Yeah, that's everybody.
That's schools.
We still care.
That's like, I mean, there's some organizations that are on top of their shit.
Yeah.
Like Powwow, like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. But I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, in the sense of, you know, you continuously working and what you have been working on right now, you know, if you could pick a piece out that you feel like is your top 3 pieces of all time, which ones would those be?
Okay, definitely. Like I did Powwow Worcester in Massachusetts last August, and I did one of the biggest pieces I ever did, and it was my daughter. I called it Queen of the Universe because I did like Saturn and a lot of like galaxies and stuff like that.
What's your daughter's name?
Roxy.
Roxy. What's up, babe? How you doing? Your mom
But
is on TV?
but she's also Dollface Street Art. She's been doing her own. She's been doing a couple walls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out
yes.
to the future.
You know what? And I'm like worried because now I'm like, okay, can you help me buff this wall? And she's like, where's my wall?
You know, this is getting interesting because I'm thinking about it. Yo, you ever thought that that'd be, you know what I mean, part of the plan? Or like, yo, if I have a kid, they're definitely going to be an artist?
Well, I thought about it. I mean, her father's a musician, so we had discussed this before we had her.
I think I met your child's father before too. He had a tank top on. He had a skinny one. He does. Yeah, he had a skinny one.
He plays
though.
Guitar. Young Jimmy, YJ.
Yeah, he had a skinny tank top on. I think it was red.
That makes sense. Are you sure it wasn't yellow?
Oh. Yo, shout out to your child's father for wearing skinny ass tank tops. But,
shout out to him.
But yeah, did you think that was part of the plan?
No, I mean, like we had both discussed, and I really believe this, like whatever, we just wanted to nurture her to be the best version of herself. Whatever, you know, soul was coming into that body that we got to bring into this world, we just, even if she wanted to like move to whatever, South Jersey and become an accountant and, you know, rename herself Jane, like what, Jane's a cool name, don't get me wrong. But I was like, you know, we're going to support her no matter what and nurture her interests. However, she's been around art her whole life, you know. Yeah. So when she did start to show signs of being a talented artist, you know, and painting and drawing like ahead of the curve, like I was happy.
Bang.
You know?
Bang. Right?
She's very creative. She actually really likes filmmaking. Like she does like to spray paint and she does like to do murals. You can follow her at Dollface Street Art. But she would want me to plug her. Yeah, but she likes to make movies with iMovie of her dolls and like make plots and make things like happening, and she's got mannequins and little dolls and babies. So she's just I like nurturing that too.
Okay, so we got, you said the one is of your daughter, right? Your best pieces.
Right, yes.
And what's the other two?
Another one would be the Cardi B Mona Lisa, which has been very controversial.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of
yeah.
You got a lot of steam and flack and all that.
Well, and that was because I had contacted, so last April, actually, I was looking through Cardi B's Instagram, and I actually saw, it was just like a what do you call it? Photoshopped image of Cardi B's face on the Mona Lisa, and I was like, that would be dope. So to prevent any misunderstandings, I contacted the artist because I am considerate and give people credit. Bing, bing. I was like, hey, I'm a street artist from New York. She's from the West Coast. She does mostly digital art, and I was like, you know, I want to paint this on a wall for the Bushwick Collective block party. She was like, that would be amazing. I'm like, cool. Bing. Then I call Joe Ficalora from Bushwick Collective, and I say, hey, this artist, like, I want to paint this on this wall. This is the image. She said it's okay. Da 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 da. Bing bang boom. And we were gonna make it happen. No problems. And then when I painted it, I was like, I even showed her. I was like, look. And I asked her who the photographer was, and she never told me because she didn't credit the photographer. I later found out the photographer was it was from a photo shoot from Rolling Stone, and obviously the painting was by Leonardo da Vinci. Mm-hmm. If you didn't know,
if you don't
know, now you know. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa.
Pretty much.
So if you don't know who he is, look him up. Welcome to art school. Hashtag Da Vinci. So then I took 2 days. At the time, I was working full-time at the Lower East Side Girls Club, and I'm a single mother, so I have my kid too. So I took 2 days off, paid the babysitter, banged out that painting, came out beautiful. I'm very proud of it. I added a few things too, like her engagement ring on her finger. And when I was done, the artist was like, the other artist, the digital artist was like, oh, can you put my Instagram on the painting? And I was like, I had tagged her and credited her, which is the common way to do things. And I was like, honestly, I don't even like to put my Instagram on it. And it was really hot. It was the day before, it was the night before the block party. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow or Sunday. So I pick up my daughter. I had to go to work that morning. I get done work early. I run over to the Bushwick Collective block party, and I had a great day. It was super busy, super hot. I didn't get a chance to put the thing on because I had the kid and we're walking around. It's a huge block party. I go to an after party and I start my Instagram starts like blowing up, and these people are like, I can't believe that. Are you okay? All this stuff. And I was like, what? So the girl who had made the Mona Lisa, Cardi B, like who had photoshopped it, put a post up. She's a black female artist from the West Coast. And said, everybody watch out. I'd love to celebrate my artwork being painted. Right? Even though I spent 12 hours painting that shit. Not projecting it, not tracing it or gridding it, freehanding from my fucking phone.
You heard.
And she was like,
stop
everybody, and then
projectors.
And then it was like trigger warning.
Stop the tracing. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yo, no.
No, but wait. And then she said, watch out, black artists, because like white artists will like steal your shit, basically saying that I stole her artwork. You know,
Lexi, you know what, here at our school, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're into the sauce and the tea. And there's one thing that I do. I watch a whole bunch of stuff. I watch everything that's going on online. I think I spend entirely too much time on Instagram at times.
Okay.
Where I'm watching these things and I'm just like, okay, so the discrepancy is whether if it's credibility due to who. You know, the workmanship is.
So wait, I do have to say that after. So I got a flood of all this stuff, and she clearly was upset. And instead of discussing it with me, because she just texted me in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning, instead of discussing it with me, the problem, it turns out, was that Cardi B had posted the image of the painting, right, and credited me. And then Jessie, the chick who had painted it, went on and said, this artist stole my work. So then she credited her as the painter of the painting, which Cardi B has never changed. But she's not the artist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There needs to be.
And I credit her with the idea and the inspiration.
There needs to be a round table setting where we sit down with those and start talking about these things, because I think social media itself played a little bit of part.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? Who was credited and the look, the outlook. You know?
And I did eventually put her name, the photographer's name, and Leonardo da Vinci's name on the painting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
because she never credited da Vinci.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not trying to take credit away from anybody or anybody that inspires me. And I from the get was communicating with her. So to me, it was a betrayal as an artist. I understand we all get frustrated, but we can't eat each other alive.
Yeah.
We have to support each other.
Yeah. So number 3, what's the third one? What's your third favorite piece?
But the painting's still up, and I still fucking love it, and I'm super proud of it. And it's called the Shmona Lisa.
The Shmona Lisa. You already know that.
Yeah, you know it. So, and Cardi B knows it. But she was pregnant and had a lot of, like, she gets that flack all the time. So I have even more respect for her. My third, that's going to be tough. I guess I'm going to say my Frida Kahlo, which is currently at Myrtle and Jefferson. It was actually commissioned by a woman entrepreneur. She's Colombian, I believe. Carla, who owns La Lupe, which is a fucking awesome Mexican restaurant where I had painted the Frida.
Yeah, I peeped that. That's pretty cool.
And they have the best pozole. Like, if you want some good, like, chicken pozole, like, soup, have you ever had that?
No, I don't really eat meat.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's like, if you're sick, it will heal your soul.
Ooh, healing. All the nation for the pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, anybody that you want to give a big shout outs to right now that you feel like is doing their thing in the art world?
Yes, Connie. Connie at Third Ethos. Connie, I love you. Big up yourself.
Yeah, she was up here. She's pretty cool.
I was supposed to pick her up on the way, but I ran out of time.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Connie.
Connie's why I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Connie has such a vision and such a platform for artists and a diverse group of artists that are working today. You know, she's got the street artists, she's got the sculptors, she's got fine artists, she has tattoo artists from Japan. Like, I just really admire Connie and her vision.
Shout out to my Japan squad.
Yes.
Japan.
Yes.
Big up.
And GBGT. And I just think that what she's doing is amazing, and it's what Bushwick really needed. And I'm so proud to have been able to have a show. I had a show with Danielle Mastrione in December at 30 Ethos Gallery. So go check it out. It's, I think, 154 Knickerbocker.
Might be.
They got my stickers there.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of work, you know. I really wish that there was some time where we could actually sit down over some fettuccine alfredo, you know what I'm saying?
E penne vodka.
And Negroni spagliato.
Negroni spagliato.
And talk a little bit more about, you know, the style of work that, you know, that's taken over, you know, which is kind of like high pricey, you know what I mean, contemporary fartsy art in some sense.
What do you mean?
Nah, just the contemporary, like there's a brick on the floor and that's some type of artwork and stuff like that. You know, we really want.
Well, I mean, I have some thoughts about that.
I mean, but I don't want to, you know what I mean, keep you here because we was talking, and, you know, you mean,
Because I got my baby.
Yeah, you gotta go pick up your baby and all that things, you know.
I mean, she's 8. She's fine.
Okay.
I'll just have a final comment on this because I have some thoughts about that. So when I moved to New York, I came from graduate school and they taught us all about, like, they call them the 4 white walls, you know, like the walls of the gallery, how the high-end gallery functions. Also, there's a really good documentary called Blurred Lines, all about the highest echelons of the art world and how they function and also how corrupt they are. So it's really good. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend watching that.
Ooh, about to watch that tonight. Blurred Lines. Good luck.
So, Lord of mercy. So, so I think that part of there was the birth of graffiti, which just came from the heart and the souls of the Bronx and the kids in Philly and New York who just wanted to make art be out of desperation. You know what I mean? And I'm like that. I think that's a human need. Even the caves of Lascaux, like from 70,000 years ago, people just wanted to paint on walls. You know. Yeah. So there's that, and the birth and the growth of that, and which its child is, you know, street art and the blow up of public art. But I think it's a response to, like, the high art world had gotten so it's wonderful that there's a gray area and there's an openness to conceptual art. But it got to the point, and especially in the early 2000s, where, like you said, there's like, okay, you know, Jasper Johns did, oh, here's a beer can and it means something as art. Yeah. And that was revolutionary. Yeah. But now it became bullshit, right? So I think that street art, graffiti and street art really brought like almost democracy back to the art world. And it also started like to re-nurture community and the public and give them an opinion about art again.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So I think that and social media is what made it really blow up.
It's funny you said that because I was, you know what I mean, always looking at art stuff, and I'm looking at Jay-Z in his video. He's Picasso baby, and he's like how it's become too bourgeois.
Picasso was like the worst. Like
not Picasso and him.
No, I just have to say real quick, anybody that thinks he's a hero, he did the most fucked up shit to women. He would do stuff like he had his wife and he had mistresses, right? And he would purposely send flowers to like the wife, but say it was to the mistress, or send a present to the mistress, but put on the tag that it was for the wife, just to make them fight. So he was a fucked up asshole.
I mean,
he made a lot of work though, but he was a fucked up asshole.
Yo, gangland in this bitch. I'm saying, like, he's like 200 years old, so we ain't even on that shit.
He's not 200 years old.
No, his work is 200 years ago. We ain't even on that. Yes, it was. To us, the new gangland. No, it was like the 20s to the 50s. Nah, the new gangland, that shit is old to us, cuz we don't care about none of that, man. We're about that art world, man. This shit is old. We the new joints of the new joints. That's how I feel. Everything.
Yeah, but you gotta know where you come from, though.
Nah, I don't know where I come from. I come from the lineage of Geraldine Patterson.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. But when we talk about today's world, where this is like the bouginess, you know, it's like you don't want that. You know what I mean? But people like ourselves are so important so the public can actually have an opinion again, you know?
Right.
Because it's like, oh, you're only going to go on 26 to 27 to 28 maybe if you're from New York. Or, you know what I mean? You're only going to make it, you know, you probably won't make it to 26 or 27 because
what do you mean?
In the sense of Chelsea. So the networks aren't there.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're coming from the street,
blurred lines, yo.
Yeah, if you're coming from the street, you know what I mean, and you're that graffiti artist, you know what I mean. Unless you get the major super cosign, then you could go to 26 and 27. But you never or rarely have those networks or those connections. And you know when you do when you do what you do, people now could come outside and say something about this Cardi B shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're giving, like, and I think that social media helped this.
Yeah.
Is like speaking to the person that's walking down the street on their way to work every day. You're not, like you said, trying to talk to the bougie, you know, bazillionaires. But if you talk to the public enough, then like all of a sudden they want a piece of that, you know, which. Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Like,
I want to talk to the bougie billionaire too. I want to talk to.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to pick their minds. I ain't gonna sit here in front like I don't want to pick their minds. I want to pick your pockets too. You know what I'm saying? Take care of my family. We got families, right? You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's out there that's supporting families.
Shout out to the Upper East Side.
You know what I'm saying?
And the Midtown.
For real, because we need y'all
people
too.
that are buying my art. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna front. You know what I mean? But you know, just don't act like your fork ain't. You know what I mean? Can't get rusty too. That's all I'm saying. That's really important. But you know, on another note, what's in the future? What's going on? Because you already did. Well, you doing a school right now? That's what you said?
Yeah, I'm working on a project with the curator, Jeff Beeler. He curates Underhill Walls. He did PS9, and now he's branching out with Underhill Productions with a couple different schools. Right now we're painting the base high school, the Brooklyn Academy of Science and the Environment. And they're right across from the Brooklyn Museum of Art and the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, which that like cluster, I like just, that's my favorite area in Brooklyn. But yeah, I'm painting there. I'll be painting for a mural for the International Day of the Woman, which is March 8th.
Okay.
And I'm working with a couple from Africa and painting a mural of an African artist's work. And her name is, I know her name is Lambie.
What up, Lambie? What's good? How you doing?
What's up, girl?
You know what I'm saying? I think I'm looking.
Where is it?
I'm looking.
Oh, Lambie Chibambo.
Okay.
She does some really dope stuff, really dope images of women. And they're working with a cause called the Cup Org, at the Cup Org. And it helps young girls stay in school and live in dignity. And I'm like all about that.
Oh, I know.
And so I'm going to be working and doing it in FSG, First Street Green Park.
Okay.
And that's for International Day of the Woman. And that's coming up March 8th. And then I'm working, actually doing a mural project inside the school in Massachusetts, Forest Grove School, where I painted my daughter on the outside. They invited me to come and do some work on the inside with a program called Art Reach. So I'm doing that, and then it's gonna be festival season. So Bushwick Collective Block Party. I'm gonna try to go to Miami before that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this summer I'm planning my best because I have walls waiting for me in London and Paris and Berlin. So cross your fingers for me, guys.
You busy.
Yeah.
Busybody.
Yeah, but then we gotta balance that with my daughter's camp schedule. So.
Oh, okay. She going to a sleepaway or?
No.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't do a
not
sleepaway?
yet. Well, she's 8. Maybe when she's 10.
Yeah, 10.
Not yet.
Yeah, 10. But
Not yet.
These
she
are
goes to
hyper
Abrams
babies.
art camp in the Lower East Side.
Okay.
Usually, and then we'll go visit my mom in Jersey.
Oh man, that's
Go to the
another.
shore.
That's another one coming. You're building a legacy.
Oh, and I just painted the art boat, so that's gonna be setting sail in April, and that's gonna do tours all around the Statue of Liberty.
Damn.
And yeah.
You dropping 30 clips everywhere. Damn. Yo, like this. Yo, favorite
Dropping
artist.
seeds.
Favorite artist. You only got one.
My daughter.
Nice. What color belt do you think you have in the art school dojo?
What color belt? I mean, whatever the baddest belt is. Like, I would say, I'd say black belt,
Black with
but
the
maybe
flames?
gold. I'd make it gold. I mean,
With the gold flames.
yeah.
And
I'm a.
the
Yeah.
guy jump out with a guitar and just.
Yeah. Or the nails.
You reading any books right now?
Am I reading any books?
Yeah.
Am I? What have I been reading lately?
Okay, forget that.
I don't.
Forget.
Because anytime, you know what my problem is? I will listen to Audible sometimes.
Ain't
I'll
nothing
listen
wrong
to
with that.
books.
What you listening to? You can read that too.
So I've been listening to, what is it? 7 Spiritual Lessons for Parents by Deepak Chopra.
Heard you.
That's really
All
good.
the parents out there.
I've been reading Graffiti Girls, which is a book that's actually like this woman who's a professor wrote it, and she's interviewed Claw, Lady Pink, a bunch of the OG female graph writers, Queen Andrea, and she started in like the early 2000s and just finished the book recently. So I've been reading that. And then I like to watch movies when I paint in my studio because
Okay.
I have like 2 studio projects right now, 2 private commissions. So yeah, so like more like working, never not working. So Umbrella Academy, I just watched that.
Okay.
That shit is the bomb.
Okay.
I always watch True Romance. I always watch Diana Vreeland, The Eye Has to Travel. That's my favorite documentary.
Okay.
Favorite. If I'm down and I can't, or I'm just uninspired or anything, I put on Diana Vreeland, The Eye Has to Travel. She's the shit.
Heard you. What's your favorite color?
Gold,
Gold.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But I also like purple.
So it's like
lavender. This is my favorite color.
it's like Goku.
It's Gurgle.
Gurgle.
It's Halo Violet Gold.
Oh yeah.
AKA Gurgle.
I heard you. Yo,
It's not Gurgle, it's Violet Gold.
Any shout outs to anybody you want to give a big ups to and things before we get up out today, Star?
Sure. Big up to Daniel Mastrione,
What's up, Daniel?
Madalisa Matarita, Gia, Lori, Miranda, Nick. Shout out to baby daddy because he's watching the kid right now, even though he's got to go out. Thanks for co-parenting. Shout out to Roxy Bella, aka Dollface. Shout out to Connie. Shout out to Audrey and Lana, my photogs. Yeah. And shout out to my moms and my sisters. Gang. Yo, khaki key. Gang. They're like, don't even know what that means. I'm gonna have to explain it to them.
They don't. It's like,
Big sisters.
You know what I'm saying? Sit you down. Let me explain this to you. It's gonna be all right.
They're gonna be like Urban Dictionary. Gang. What?
Yo, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in for another episode of Our School. Yo, we really appreciate you for coming on.
Yo, thank you for having me.
Yo, man, you know, that's what I'm trying to do out here. You know what I mean? Speak a little bit more to the artists about their art, their craft. You know what I mean?
appreciate that.
I have a good vibe and things, and like that said, you know what I mean. I've been in the game for a little minute too, so I've been inspired to speak to those that are continuing on. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. You know, I think I got my homeboys coming up with their own podcast, and then
You gotta have Andre Trinier in here too.
Yo, man, I've been trying to get up with Andre. Yo, you heard this? You heard this, right? You heard this, right?
Andre!
Yo, Andre, bro.
Get your ass over here.
I've been trying to talk to you, you know what I'm saying? So maybe this could be
He'll
like
be
a
on
clip.
here.
Yo, I've been trying to get him up here. He ain't been up.
There you go.
Yeah, reverse.
I break shit.
Facts, right?
Andre.
You know what I mean? But Andre, man, come holla at me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is, man. Everybody been chilling with your host, it's S.STREET Media. You know what I'm saying? Another episode of Our School here with Lexi Bella and all that. You can follow her and all that. Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram at LexiBellaArt, or check me out on my website, lexibella.com.
And gang. Right? Yo, it's been Trail, it's been true. We appreciate you for coming through, all that good shit. Yo, we love you. Peace. Dun, dun, dun.